Upendra sir, you first.
Well, to sum up, we're talking about transformation not only in terms of land, labor, capital, and technology. We are also talking about the transformation of the mind, and that is too serious a thing to be left to the government alone. So this transformation has to be community-owned, community-inspired, and that is where I think we all should go back to our schools and find how we can be active managers in sustaining the innovations, the transformation that we have initiated.
Thank you so much, sir. Over to you, sir.
I'll just share two final thoughts. The first is this, that if we want transformative change, there should be a shared vision of the change throughout the department. What Ashwati ma'am thinks must be what is clearly known at the district, block, cluster level. That is the kind of change the teacher is also working for. If the entire system is working towards one clear vision of change, that is likely to happen. So that is very important. Often that's not the case. And the second I would say is equity in learning. Every child should learn. That is very important. Often education systems result in those children who are doing better, they improve further. But we have to take most children along with us. So equity in learning is very important.
Thank you, sir. Over to you, ma'am.
Sure. Education is all services, but education is one service we must keep in mind. The service is taking place in the classroom. So classroom and the processes between a teacher and the child is central. And therefore, at different levels of the system, clearly defining what decisions should be made where, so that there is enough autonomy in the classroom while there is enough guidance to the teachers and the community, parents, students. But making sure that that unit where the change is really taking place in the classroom. And secondly, I would like to say, absolutely create. How do we create? Of course, there's a variety of ways to do it, but create confidence firstly among students and then teachers that all children can learn and learn really well. So there is no doubt about it. There has been enough research to show all children can learn. I think one of the difficulties that we have been fearing, at least I have been in the sector for 35 years, and often what I hear is our children can't learn. If that belief is changed in the minds of the teachers and parents and community, everyone around, I think we will be able to ensure that children learn. I think our belief system passes on to students. So that's what I would leave you with. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much. We cannot transform all by ourselves. We need all of you. We need all of you. We have to make education inclusive and equitable. And we also need to strengthen all our stakeholders, having a guided autonomy that you were mentioning. Thank you so much for leaving us with these profound thoughts and for being here. Thank you all of you for being such a wonderful audience.
For the extremely insightful session, may I request Madam Aswati S. to present small tokens of gratitude to all the panelists for sharing their thoughts and perspectives with us. These are tokens of love to let the panelists know that their presence and support means so much to us and to this conclave. Thank you very much. Thank you, ma'am, for doing the honors, and may I request Shri Anupam Saha to please join us on stage and present a small token of gratitude to Madam Aswati S. for so wonderfully moderating the session and adding her own thoughts and perspectives to it. What a brilliant session that was indeed. Can we have a round of applause for the panelists, the moderator? Thank you, Mr. Saar, for doing the honors. And with that, we come to the end of the first panel discussion. There is one good news to be shared. Honorable Chief Minister Odisha will be joining us here at 4:45, and we are super thrilled and excited to hear from him, especially the feedback about the department's work and achievement. We are gearing up for the next session. That is I guess a group photograph will be definitely appropriate. We would like to cherish the memories of this day and this absolutely enlightening session forever. Can I request the panelists and the moderator to please give a happy smile to a photograph that will remain in our memories forever. Thank you so much, dignitaries. Our next panel discussion will be on transformation towards aspiration, as we are setting the stage for the next panel discussion. I'll take a minute or two to tell you in a nutshell how this all began. It's been the dream of our Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Naveen Patnaik, to ensure that every child, irrespective of whether he or she belongs to rural Odisha or urban Odisha, gets the best of education. With this mission, started the revolution of transforming schools. And when we say transforming schools, we do not just mean beautifying the premises, getting smarter tools. We meant making school a happy experience for kids, focusing on their skills, their aspirations, their talents, and their overall development, instilling in them a sense of self-pride and self-belief so that tomorrow, when they face the world, they'll face the world with confidence, held head high. That is exactly what the mission has been, and this transformation story is being talked about by the world. If I really have to sum it up, I'll say, with the smart boards, smart premises, ladies and gentlemen, we are trying to build a smart generation that will make Odisha proud tomorrow. So the efforts by the department has been Herculean, humongous, absolutely praiseworthy. And the next session, we will be focusing on stakeholders' perspective on transformation towards aspiration. We have befitting panelists for this session. We'll be having Shri R.N. Senapati, IAS retired, Professor Jyoti S. Ray, Director, National Center for Earth Science Studies, Kerala, Dr. Ravi Mishra, Director, RBI. For sharing the CSR perspective, we'll be having Dr. Ambika Nanda, Head CSR, Tata Steel Foundation, Dr. Vikash Yadavendu, Head CSR, ArcelorMittal Nippon Steel. For the collaborator perspective, we'll have Shri Anuj Alfonson, Country Director, India, Raspberry PI Foundation, Shri Anil Pradhan from Young Tinker Academy. And sharing his experience with us would be Municipal Commissioner, BMC, Shri Vijay Amrut Kulange. Ladies and gentlemen, the stage is set for the next panel discussion. Before that, we have a very special audiovisual on transformation towards aspiration. Can we have the video, please?
Education is one of the most powerful tools to improve lifestyles and the society at large. Acknowledging and fulfilling this need, the Honorable Chief Minister of Odisha, Shri Naveen Patnaik, launched a unique initiative under the umbrella of 5T, aimed at uplifting the education sector in Odisha, called the 5T High School Transformation Program. Transformation towards aspiration. The initiative has completely redefined classroom education through the use of technological advancements and other modernizations, thereby making teaching that much more appealing and effective in the case of students. The integration of infrastructural transformation, academic enrichment programs, student aspirational programs, and active stakeholder participation has led to the creation of massive opportunities. Undergoing a phase-wise implementation, the first phase saw a total of 1,075 high schools getting transformed with new smart classrooms, digital boards, well-developed e-libraries, state-of-the-art laboratory-cum-interactive science centers, advanced sports infrastructure along with student-friendly campuses. Post the success of Phase 1, the second phase saw 2,906 high schools, while the third phase is presently seeing another 2,324 high schools getting transformed. By 2024, all high schools in Odisha will be covered under this program. Under the 5T High School Transformation Initiative, teachers are also being upskilled with digital and 21st century skills to nurture the dreams of a Nobina Odisha. Special training sessions on leadership skills and pedagogical management of smart classrooms are being organized at state and district levels to ensure that they are well versed with the latest in curated digital content. As part of the assessment reforms, the state has also introduced aspirational activities into the curriculums so as to prepare its students for a global platform. One of the biggest reasons behind the success of the 5T High School Transformation Program is that it's led and driven by the community itself, including parents, alumni, PRI members, local governing bodies, and community members in general, who have not only defined its goals and directed its implementation, but have also played an active role in bridging infrastructural gaps, strengthening the school ecosystem, and supporting the academic enrichment programs. These transformed schools across Odisha have become brands, and the community which has owned this transformation are its brand ambassadors. Within a short period of time, the program has resulted in increased enrollment across government and government-aided schools and a decrease in dropout levels, with newly developed interests of students taking the front seat. The government of Odisha has also launched a Chief Minister's Award for Education to encourage healthy competition and recognition of excellence. These awards will be presented every year to 50,000 students, 1,500 teachers and others for their contribution towards strengthening the education ecosystem of Odisha. Odisha is in the top 10 in the Performance Grading Index or PGI 2021-2022 for states and union territories by the Ministry of Education. Once a person is educated, nobody can take that away from that person, which continues to guide them and help them reap its benefits for life. When a society gets educated, the rate of development gets to be visibly rapid. With the transformative initiatives undertaken by Odisha, the state is not only creating waves across the nation, but building a grand reputation for itself as well as the entire nation at a global scale.
Thank you very much. Well, if this isn't the most inspiring transformation story, then I certainly do not know what else is. We have the panelists on stage. I'll take this opportunity to introduce them all. Shri R.N. Senapati, a 1977 batch IAS officer, is a former Development Commissioner of Odisha. Post-retirement, Shri Senapati was appointed as the State Election Commissioner in 2014. In 2018, Odisha government constituted the 5th State Finance Commission and appointed Shri Senapati as its chairman. Being the alumni of RN High School, Dola Sahib Bhadrak, Mr. Senapati has done exemplary work in mobilizing social capitals for strengthening the ecosystem of the school. Professor Jyoti S. Ray, Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Award winner, is currently serving as the Director of National Center for Earth Science Studies. He is a geologist by training and as an isotope geochemist by profession. He is an alumni of Maharatha Vidyapitha Revansha College, IIT Roorkee and PRL Ahmedabad. Dr. Rabi Mishra, an economist by education, a senior financial sector risk specialist by profession. Shri Mishra is a philanthropist with a Midas touch, a central banker for more than 3 decades. He is currently the executive director of the Reserve Bank of India. A native of Dhenkanal in Odisha, Shri Mishra is educated in economics in JNU, Delhi School of Economics, Mumbai University and Harvard University, US. His contribution in revamping the lives of 8 talented students from poor family background at his alma mater, Dandimar High School, Dhenkanal, will remain a tale of inspiration for times to come. Dr. Ambika Nanda, Head CSR, Tata Steel Foundation, he has worked with many international NGOs on the issues of education, land rights, sustainable livelihood, climate change and disaster management to facilitate creation of people's institution through participatory public discourse. Dr. Vikas Chandra Yadavendu is a corporate social responsibility and sustainability skill professional. He is currently working as head CSR of ArcelorMittal Nippon Steel India. He has previously worked with SR Foundation, Vedanta Resources, represented and participated in seminar workshops as guest lecturer at forums like CII, Chamber of Commerce, NSDC. Shri Anil Pradhan is the founder of Young Tinker and School for Rural Innovation, which was founded in 2015 to educate the less privileged students of Odisha through an interdisciplinary curriculum. In 2021, he created India's first under-19 team who secured World Rank 3 in NASA's Rover Challenge 2021 and made India proud by becoming the first Indian team to do so. He is also known for designing innovative labs, teaching schools indigenous rockets and projects which solves real-life problems. Shri Anuj Alfonson has around 2 decades of diverse experience in high-impact sectors like aviation, supply chain and logistics, and education and vocational training thematic area. He specializes in setting up and scaling educational services and skilling enterprises in both profit and non-profit modes. He is currently leading Rathberry PI Foundation's work in India in the capacity of country director. Shri Vijay Amrut Kulange, a native of Maharashtra's Ahmednagar district. Shri Kulange's first posting as an IAS officer was in Odisha's Dhenkanal district. From temporary medical camps during COVID to timely evacuation at the time of Cyclone Yas and fighting child marriage, Shri Kulange has always been having a task at hand for himself. As District Collector of Ganjam, he has led the process of the 5T High School Transformation Program in the district. At present, Shri Kulange is dedicated to the development of the capital city of Odisha as the Commissioner of Bhubaneswar Municipal Corporation. Can we have a big round of applause for all the dignitaries on dais? Time for some perspective sharing, and may I request Shri R.N. Senapati to please share his thoughts with us.
Good afternoon, friends. Let me at the outset thank School and Mass Education Department for giving me this opportunity to attend this session and share my thoughts on the programs. Let me tell you that it is extremely important to appreciate that education is the key to development and progress. No country can aspire to develop without first developing and uplifting the educational system. I am glad that Government of Odisha, in its development perspectives and processes, has put top priority to development of education sector through different programs and policies. Among the policies and programs we have already been enlightened, I don't want to repeat. But what I'll focus is the 5T, under 5T, this high school transformation program, where the alumni have been associated as an integral part of the program. And I had the opportunity to be associated with my school where I studied for 6 years under this Mo School Abhijan. And recently, not recently exactly, maybe 9 months back, in March 2022, the school completed 75 years and observed Platinum Jubilee. And we had all assembled there. And there I could see in my own eyes the transformation that has been done within the premises and the classroom. I was really amazed. And this type of things has been possible because of the vision of Government of Odisha. And this Mo School Abhijan, which is running apart from many other programs, like your CM's award for education, where the best student, best teacher, best school, and even the student who has scored the highest mark in MIL, Odia. So there also the student is awarded some money, some prize. So Government of Odisha's vision to develop education sector, particularly school and mass education, is something which is laudable and praiseworthy. And I know the people who are engaged in this transformation, right from the department till the block level VEO, everyone has to be involved. And basically, I would say there are 4 factors, which are 4, maybe more also. One is infrastructure, second one is academic environment, that is quality of teachers, then good syllabus, and so on. Like linking education to technology, that is very, very important, because now technology is advancing so fast. Unless from school days a student is exposed to technological progress and technological changes, later on it will be difficult for him or her to catch up with the technological change. And 4th factor is extracurricular activities like sports, debates, cultural programs, and many others. So all these things should be given a holistic approach. It is not merely how much you score in one subject. It is not merely by scoring high in the exams. There are many, brilliant people who had not done academically that brilliant, but later on they have achieved so much, for which the human civilization is grateful to them. Now I would say the physical, mental, and the moral standards. What is more important is moral. Physical, mental, intellectual, all these things are there. But what is happening, the moral fabric of the society is gradually weakening. So it is the duty of the parents, the teachers, even the society to enforce strict moral standards so that we can have the real quality education in the schools. I laud I applaud the efforts made by Government of Odisha for this transformation of high schools under 5T program. And I myself, I have seen it, and I know that more and more schools are being taken up. It is not yet complete, and I really, again, let me extend my best wishes to those who are involved in this great endeavor. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your views with us. I request Professor Jyoti S. Rai to please add his thoughts to the session.
Thank you. At the outset, I would like to thank the department for inviting me, particularly Madam and Amarjit. See, I'm a stakeholder. I'm not here to discuss science or anything. I have been a student of this state for a very long time. I come from a village. I studied in a village school. Later on, of course, I went out. So the same school I have been visiting regularly, and I can see the change. And even this morning itself, I visited again before coming here, because that school has been given this opportunity by the department through this 5T program to develop infrastructure as well as the advanced learning systems. To be honest, I'm amazed. Uh, I remember sitting on a broken chair and broken desk when we were studying in high schools, and with the floors were not there, and it's like simple rubble. And I see the difference today. Uh, yes, I mean, things have changed drastically, even though students probably have moved out to private schools, but this will definitely attract them back. I'm pretty sure about it, because I see my children will someday will study there. I hope so. So yes, I must. I mean, the commendable job this department has done with this vision is really appreciable. And yes, thank you. Big thanks from my side. Even though I spent a lot of time outside the state, I want to come back someday and maybe get involved in teaching people. I do teach, but at a very higher level. So yes, school teaching is very important for actually imparting the scientific temper in kids so that in future they can actually do well for the state as well as the country. So yes, only couple of things I would like to say if it is worth looking at. Yes, money has been spent. There have been a lot of vision. However, follow-ups are probably missing in some places. Things have been developed, but whether they are really working or not, there should be a review mechanism. That's what I feel. It is up to the department to have a look into it, because the investments would actually yield into certain result. And I'm pretty sure it will work out in some day. And second thing is, there was some request at some parts, probably just now in the panel discussion it was told, that kids should be taught in the very beginning, like class 1, 2, 3 or 5, we have to focus more because most of the learning happens then. All these programs are designed for high schools and probably primary school, I mean higher primary. So I would also request if it is possible to actually start little earlier. I don't know how, because I'm not an educationist per se, but if it is possible, more infrastructure, or mainly the way how science can be taught very differently to kids. If that can happen at class 2, 3, 4, it would be interesting to see how it actually gives a result. Anyway, I'll not take much time. I must thank the department. I see the sea of change in Odisha, and I'm pretty sure I will be back here and teaching in some school after my retirement. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Ray, for those extremely positive words. May I request Dr. Rabi Mishra to please share his thoughts with us.
Namaskar. So since many suggestions and recommendations have already been discussed, I will skip those straight away and will tell about my experience of my voyage of visiting my school and try to do something better about them. As Upendra Babu told, 12 years back, this craze for visiting my school started. I had visited my school in Dandimal High School in a village called Mahendrapur in Dhenkanal district. Number of girl students doubled. No washroom. Number of students tripled. No cold water, no filtered water. No school bags. Half the students didn't have books. And in that single incident, I thought I will I will contribute some of my savings to all these. So that was my start of doing that, a good washroom to the girl students. This is well before Mo Abhijan started. Then I realized that I was also a lower middle class boy from this school, now speaking to international audience, learning the same quality of English from the school teacher, what they had taught us. no incremental knowledge in between. Then I thought there could be some like this there as well to create more Ravi Mistras from the same village school. So I declared a scholarship 90% up above. So I will pay for their boarding school in private schools abroad, dress, food, coaching, everything. So this continued when I heard, I must name them, who inspired me to this Mo Abhijan scheme. So without mentioning their name, without whom I could not have done anything, I will fail in my duty. It was Mr. Lakshmipad Sethi, Mr. Amarjit Jena, they must be here, I don't know, and DO of my school, my district, Mrs. Binodini Pani, and ultimately our beloved headmaster, Mr. Amar Malik. I think they should be here. Without their help, my contribution to Mo Abhijan scheme could not have happened. What I did, when I was a child, I was feeling offended to go for a science exhibition, for a football match to BB High School, Denkanal. And I found to my surprise that is the same case now. So under Mo School, so we have done a sports hub and a science lab, and block level competitions have been done. And I had requested Secretary Government of India, now Madam I think has taken, I don't know her, I knew till Mr. Sethi, he was helping me in this. We will make it a district level hub in both one, and finally a state level hub. And they had assured me. I should also thank Mr. Suresh Mahapatra, Chief Secretary, and Mr. Jena, who helps from my district. All of them could only help, with their help only all this could be done. So the lesson I will conclude with this. Without the help of the headmaster, district education officer, and the Secretary of Mass Education, no alumni can contribute. Because I live in Mumbai, how do I directly, I can give the money, and then there will be huge leakages. For your information, I have not allowed any money to be spent by others. I did myself, directly from my account to the contractors from Mumbai, and help was done by this. This cannot be done without active cooperation of this. And at point of time, I was so desperate, I was about to withdraw my money, and I had written to someone I will not name in the government, against the active non-cooperation of the local government officials, I beg to state I am not able to carry my dream forward. But fortunately, like God sent, this DO and others came, and we could do it. And I hope Madam will help with equal enthusiasm to make my school the one of the best in the state. Thank you very much. All the best. 3 cheers for these gentlemen, women, DO of Denkanal, Headmaster Dandimal High School, and our ex-secretary, Mr. Lakshmipad Sethi and Mr. Jena, who looks after Mo Abhijan. And I request them to continue with their inspiration. They need to motivate us. Many alumni are ready to share their savings. We have earned enough. We have nothing more to spend other than to give back to the society. But we cannot work on our own in a remote place in my village to do that. Without leakages, I underline this word. My hard-earned money, I will never expect it to get leaked away by whatever you know better. So this is how I thank the government for recognizing this. And I also see to my pleasure, Upendra Babu there. So I know him for long years, having tremendous love for spreading education. So I can see a great future. So in this Abhijan to go ahead, and ultimately it is a moral responsibility for all of us to respect the dream of the Chief Minister of Odisha. And how can we not do that? Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mishra, for those overwhelming words. It was great to hear from the alumni because they remind us that Sarkari schools have given us the gems Odisha is so proud of. We quickly move to the CSR perspective. May I request Dr. Ambikananda to please address the House.
जो मैंने बयस बड़ स्टेज उपरे आउ स्टेज तले समस्त मोर नमस्कार एंड मोर सहयात्री बंधुगण आई विश आई वेयर द फास्ट स्पीकर मुझे तब नोट नौली कौन कौन कहबी बोली फर्स्ट 3 points were covered by Upendra sir because we come from the same university, so thinking is almost similar. Rest 2 points were covered by Dr. Dhir Jigran because we were working together on investing in education and calculating the rate of return, how much we get the private rate of return and social rate of return. So that was covered. So when I was listening to Dr. Senapati and Professor Misra, so rest of the points are covered. So what I am going to share, I wish I were a student right now. The ecosystem is so inviting. I see my son wherever he is studying. I wish I were a student and go to those institutions. Second, education in the same classroom can be empowering, can be liberating, and at the same time can be very domesticating. If we are not inculcating the values of equality and respecting women and girls. And that never happens in the school systems. I think I wish this should be covered over there. Third point, looking at the ecosystem, and I was attending Mission Shakti's session over here. Professor Amartya Sen has talked about role of women as an agency, but you see that is unfolding in Odisha. The way women as an agency is empowered and hoping to give shape to the dreams of their children can really be achieved by this. And third and the most important point, I think Commissioner was asking, yeah, Mr. Dhir Jangran has advised like if there is a shared vision and the shared objective. I think in 1999, when there was a huge cyclone, super cyclone, there was close to 10,000 deaths. But when we are facing another cyclone of category 5 in 2013 filing, Honorable Chief Minister had one statement, zero casualty at any cost. And we all work together. That's what I think it takes the entire society to raise a child. And today, if we see, when few months before when a category 4 cyclone hit United States of America, a professor from University College of London advises, go and learn disaster management from Odisha. So that's where the knowledge doesn't emanate only in the classroom. The adult learning happens through experiences, and how do we really facilitate? I see a lot of teachers, very empowering, very motivating, and that, like yesterday I was just moving around this environment with my son. He all of a sudden says, Papa, why not to think of a startup? Are we thinking of a startup when we were studying? We are not. So now children have started thinking of not only doing a job, but creating jobs. And at the same time, when I think Dr. Tripathi was mentioning that Edu Invest we are planning for next year, sir, we can always think of how do we really link the communities in the entire knowledge corridor. So if you go along the coastal corridor, a lot of communities can contribute in disaster management. If you go to the southern Odisha, they can always contribute how do we really address the issues of chronic poverty. If you go to the northern belt, then they can always contribute how do we really bring all the stakeholders together to have responsible mining and doing good business. So there are many things that we can really bring on board when we take the communities on board and dream together. And last but not the least, any ecosystem that we build, if it is not ensuring justice, it becomes very painful. The biggest problem in this world right now, as I see, as a social science researcher, are climate change and inequity. If our education system doesn't address these two issues, probably we will not have a great future, and our children, especially women and girl children, will not feel safe. So what kind of society we are going to build if we are not ensuring safety of women and children in this environment? And finally, you gave me this opportunity to share. 5 minutes is very short. I think she has started showing only 1 minute. But if it cannot be expressed in 5 minutes, it can never be expressed in 50 hours also. So thank you all for giving me this opportunity. Let's work together. And last thing I will say, once I took Sir Ratan Tata, I was supposed to share about the CSR perspective. I took him around the field, I was showing him everything. So we had interaction with a child, he just asked me, Ambika, what does he want to be when he grows? So I just asked him. He said, Odia guy in Gopalpur, he said, Odia boy, he said, I want to be a big and rich man like him and do charity. That's what, after hearing all this, he asked me, are we doing enough? So I won't say that whatever we are doing is not enough. We need to work together and do more for people who are in difficult situations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nanda, for those thoughtful words. May I request Dr. Vikash Yadavendu to please share his thoughts with us.
So we have been hearing about the importance of education. So education is been the backbone of any society, of any world. And as we have seen that the government is putting lot of push for bringing that education reform, and which adds to the development of the education being a very vital subject and its importance that contributes to the development of any country or a state. So there is a push from the government. If we look to the constitutional aspects also, which says about free education for all, free and compulsory education. So the universalization of education is not only the way, we have to also look for the contribution towards the quality of education. And the corporate India has been contributing to this important aspects and in education space through CSR. There are relevant issues and challenges which I can say is the accessibility, retaining the students, the gender disparity in the education. So if I have been asked to speak about the CSR perspective, what's corporate India through CSR is contributing towards this. So if we look to the, as you know, CSR has been a law, and for last 5 to 7 years, if you look to the CSR spend across the companies, the most of the spending has gone into education sector. So even the corporate India has been contributing heavily on education, and we as a ArcelorMittal Nippon Steel, we are new to this Odisha, and for last 3 years, we are fortunate and we have collaborated with government of Odisha in their flagship project of Mo School Abhiyan. Besides that, at a macro, at the ground level, both we are working on with the state and where we have our operation across the Odisha state. So if you see, we are being helping hand to the government for the transformational change in the high school, as well as we have also started a scholarship scheme called Beti Padhao Scholarships, which encourages the girl students for their continual education. At the micro level, when you see how CSR activities can also accelerate the small changes at the ground level. At all our operating locations where we have our presence, you know, all these schools, we celebrate small happiness. Like the students who enroll themselves first time in the school, we celebrate it as a utsav. So, so that to reduce that dropout. We also motivate the teachers through various programs. And to going forward, the corporate India and as CSR, we should focus on the skill, how to change the pedagogy and the skill education as a major component to the education system. also contributing to the infrastructure. As you know, there has been a, thanks to the COVID times, which has paramount brought this issue of digital divide to the utmost priority. So we are also focusing on through our digital Pathshala initiative to bring the technology in schools. So we are building up a smart classrooms also across the Odisha states in the elementary school system. And we are also have to train the teachers where CSR funds can be contributed by training the teachers and infrastructure, bringing skill education. So these are some of the areas where CSR funds can be infused to bring that reforms, collaborate with the government for that social development changes that, and we are very hopeful going forward as ArcelorMittal Nippon Steel, our investment increases in the Odisha, we will be major contributor and we will be a partner to the government of Odisha to the endeavor to bring that social change and the change and reform in the education system. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Vikas, for those encouraging words. It seems everybody wants to do their share for school transformation, especially corporates. That definitely strengthens our mission. Thank you. Adding the collaborators' perspective, may I request Mr. Anuj Alfonson to please share his thoughts.
Thank you so much. I hope I am audible. Good evening. My name is Anuj Alfonson. I represent an organization called Raspberry Pi Foundation. First of all, we generally don't get an opportunity to thank because, you know, it abruptly ends and we have to move, but I would like to take a quick moment to thank the organizers, Odisha government, the partners for putting together, you know, an amazing event like this, the third edition, and I think this has been one dream event I've been wanting to come and attend, and here I am. I think it was the calling. So thank you so much for that, and we are here in all earnestly to support Odisha in its aim to emerge as the gateway to East as well as to Southeast Asia, and also its aim to become $1 trillion economy. How wonderful it is to hear, and just to see all the initiatives around those lines. It's amazing to see. We also experienced live, you know, visuals of the school transformation initiatives. I must say, you know, I visited few of these schools. Probably the real, you know, visuals feel much better. It's not an overstatement. I encourage people who have not really visited, please go and see these schools. They're amazing. Why go far when there's so much happening here from a transformation perspective? Kudos to the functionaries here for the vision that the government has. Quickly, Raspberry Pi Foundation's mission is to enable young people to realize their full potential through the power of computing and digital technologies. We are a UK-based charity. We are globally present all across. We work with teachers, we work with education departments. We create free content on computer science, coding, and we have multiple portals which are easily accessible at no cost to anyone who wants to use coding, who wants to learn more about computer science, be it teachers, learners, volunteers, anyone. We're in India and we are truly privileged to be working here in Odisha, and in about a couple of minutes I'll also be talking a bit about our work in the state of Odisha. Before that, 21st, okay, we don't have the slides, no problem. In fact, I put a few slides together. So 21st century skills, who's managing? Okay, yeah, we can move to the next one. You may have noticed that, you know, we mentioned that 21st century skills and coding, there is a symbiotic relationship. You can't really separate this from it, and in fact, a lot of people from the tech side and those who are in the field of coding and those who sort of work in the education space also call it as the fifth C, you know, apart from creativity, collaboration, communication, and critical thinking as the four other C's of 21st century that we all know. What is interesting to see is, you know, what's the importance? I think there's a lot been already talked about 21st century skills. We know and acknowledge the fact that the children who come to government schools, they also have very, they also come from a very difficult childhood sort of experience, difficult socioeconomic background. These skills become all the more important for them to come out and sort of make a space for themselves from a career point of view. These skills help students perform better also because, it has a very holistic impact on the student and how the student sort of handles the academic subjects, the learning, peer-based learning, and also in and around the school. The vocational and career angle is very interesting. We stay on the same slide. Thank you. The vocational and career angle is a very important angle when we talk about 21st century skills. One is that we all know about the demographic dividend, and we are in that wonderful phase wherein it's important that we make the most of it and we equip our, our children to sort of leverage that. Second is also the flexibility that it allows a student to sort of move careers because these are sector agnostic, job role agnostic. Moving on this slide, just a correlation that we have come up with as far as, building 21st century skills through coding. You can see a direct link between, coding and critical thinking, its contribution to building communication skills, collaboration, and creativity. I want to move to the next slide quickly. I've seen that 1 minute heads up. We can move to the next one. Yeah, thank you so much. This is about the work that we are doing, and we are, like I said, we are truly privileged to be working in Odisha, and under the able guidance of Mo School Abhiyan. So we work with schools, we work with teachers, we enable the teachers to learn coding, scratch-based coding, and then create clubs in the schools, and then facilitate learning of coding for students through these clubs, and eventually help the students come out with innovative projects. And in the process, the students build their computational skills, and also in the process 21st century skills. It's an amazing project wherein currently we are in touch with all schools, from all 30 districts. Some pictures, wonderful, very warm pictures wherein the teachers are in action from a learning standpoint. You can see one code club in action also, where is a teacher sort of working with a group of students, and there is a club activity happening. And the last slide, the next one, code clubs in action. The eventual outcome is about seeing code clubs in action, students, being a part of these clubs and making projects, and also peer-based learning that we can see happening here. Thank you so much. It's been a privilege.
Very much, Mr. Alfonson, for the vivid presentation and thoughtful words. May I request Shri Anil Pradhan to add his thoughts to the session, please.
Namaskar, I'm Anil Pradhan. I'm the founder of Young Tinker Foundation. This foundation is basically, we work on developing tinker spaces across schools, which facilitate hands-on learning, hands-on STEM learning to students. I think I'll prefer speaking in Odia over English, because if I'll speak in English, I'll speak from my mind. If I'll speak in Odia, I'll speak from my heart. तो ओडिया रे कहिबी आज तीनोटी जिनस उपरे मु फोकस करिबी आ सबु स्टोरीज तार अक्रॉस रोटेट करिबो प्रथम जिनस हैला मेक इन ओडिशा उपरे सेकंड हबो एस्पिरेशंस केमती क्रिएट करिबा एंड थर्ड हबो हमरो स्कूल्स एई तीनोटी जिनस को हमें केमिति अचीव करिबा यंग टिंकर फाउंडेशन आमे जेतोले स्टार्ट करिथलु मु निजो गाँ रु स्टार्ट करिथली तीनोटी पिलारू स्टार्ट करिथली आज हम पाखरे 1,50,000 प्लस स्टूडेंट्स अछंती तो ये जो ओडिशा रु यही जो इनिशिएटिव स्टार्ट हैला ये आज यूएस जाके भी पहुंची ची ये स्टोरी विषय रे जतले मु कहबी एस्पिरेशंस जतले हमें कहूछु ये एस्पिरेशंस हमें केमिति क्रिएट करिवु बडो एस्पायर केमिति करिवे हमरो स्कूल रे जे पिला माने अछंती हमें सब बळे कहू कि डू अनथिंकेबल जोटा काली अनथिंकेबल थेला ताकू आज अनथिंकेबल को करिबा सो दैट काली अन्य पिला माने थिंकेबल करिवे ताकू एंड एठी ही आमे एस्पिरेशंस को क्रिएट करि परिबा 2015 रु बुर्ला रे जेतले मु पढुथली यूसी बुर्ला वीएससीटी बुर्ला एबे अछि सेठु मु पढुथली सेही समय रे गां रे आसी कि मु भाबिली एई रोल मॉडल्स को केमिति क्रिएट करिबा जी अन्य पिलांक पई एस्पिरेशंस हबो सेठी जेतले जाई कि आमे कहिलु कि आम पिला माने काली नासा जाई परिबे काली इंटरनेशनल चैलेंजेस जीति पारिबे और एंटरप्राइज क्रिएट करिवे जेतोले से माने स्कूल रे थिबे बहुत लोक हसिले एंड सेठी हमें कहलु दिस इज द नेक्स्ट अनथिंकेबल एंड वी हैव टू मेक श्योर दिस बिकम्स थिंकेबल इन कमिंग इयर्स जानी कि बहुत भल लागिबो आज मु जेतोले स्टोरीज आपन को कहबी 2021 10टी पिला इंडिया रु सिलेक्ट हेले 7टी पिला मोर एठु थिले ओडिसा रु थिले एमाने इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट कले नासा रे वर्ल्ड रैंक 3 नहीं आसिले एटा इंडिया रो नो एशिया रो प्रथम टीम बोलना जे करला एंड लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन लेट मी टेल यू ये पिला माने कोउठर थिले ओडिसा रो गाँ पिला माने थिले जी ओडिसा रो स्कूल रे पढुथिले जेतोबले मोर एजुकेशन पई मु बाहर को जाइथिली किंतु मु जेतोले एजुकेशन कंप्लीट करली मु चाहली हमर ओडिसा रे रहि कि किछि करबा ये एस्पिरेशंस टाकू बढ़ाइबा यही जो टिंकर स्पेसेस हमें क्रिएट करबा स्टार्ट कलु आई लाइक टू थैंक मो स्कूल अभियान जे हमको सपोर्ट करले तापरे अन्य जो गवर्नमेंट स्कूल्स तांकर प्रिंसिपल्स जहाँकर एस्पिरेशंस मात्रे आमको एबे नुआ टिंकर स्पेसेस डेवलप करिवार सुजोग प्राप्त होउछु और हमें एही पिला मनकु जो सपोर्ट दउछु सेटा आउ आगु को नेकी जाई परछु लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट किछि पिलांको विषय कहबी गोटे पिला जार ना ऋषि जगत सिंहपुर रो पिला गोटे स्टार्टअप एआई स्टार्टअप तैयारी करिछि आमर ही पिला क्लास 12 रे जतले थिला से देखला कि गाँ रे बहुत फार्मर्स माने सुसाइड करूसंती सुसाइड रो रीजन जतले से डिजाइन थिंकिंग प्रोसेस रे गला ही गॉट टू नो कि क्रॉप फेलियर बहुत होउछि तांको पाई हमें केमिति गोटे सॉल्यूशन बाहर करबा ही वेंट बैक टू हिज विलेज गोटे सैटेलाइट इमेजरी मैपिंग जरिया बाहर करला कि यार सॉल्यूशन हो पार आम 10 दिन आगु प्रेडिक्ट करें कि ये क्रॉप फेलियर हो पार से पिला इंटेल रे जाइए फंडिंग पाइला आई हैव नेवर बीन टू यूएस किंतु मो पिला आज सेठी जाउसंती तो ये जो स्टोरीज गुरा आज ओडिशा क्रिएट करिछि एबे हमर नेक्स्ट उद्देश्य यही हवा कथा कि जो टिंकर स्पेसेस आम धीरे धीरे बढ़ाऊँ जो ग्रो करूँ ताकू केते जल्दी मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ स्कूल्स नहीं कि पहुँचेबा और केते जल्दी पहुँचेबा वाई फ्रॉम 12 to 7th रैंक वाई नॉट द रैंक 1 आमे कहीं करि परिबानी एंड दिस इज द नेक्स्ट अनथिंकेबल थैंक यू सो मच नमस्कार
Thank you very much, Shri Pradhan, for those extremely inspiring words. With collaborators adding their innovation and expertise, this mission is only about to get bigger and better. Thank you so much. Well, we have someone with us who have laid the transformation on ground. We would love to hear his experience and stories. May I request Shri Vijay Amrut Kulange to share his experience with us, please.
Thank you. We listen from alumni side, then our CSR partners, some young minds. Now, especially we'll talk about execution part. So there are many stories behind the curtain, how it started, and especially I feel very happy and lucky also as Team Ganjam was the part of this initiative first. And it started from Hinjli. The day was, I am not reminding exact date, but early in the morning by 5 o'clock, IUT secretary visited Ganjam, and whole day till night, he visited 40 school. He interacted with SMC members of every school and took opinion how they want their school. And minimum for one SMC, sir spent more than 30 minutes like that. Very extensive tour. That day, Team Ganjam realized that there is going to happen something miracle is going to happen, and the school transformation started from that day. In Ganjam, first we took 50 schools, Hinjli and Shergada. And I would like to tell what is the difference between Odisha school transformation and rest of Odisha's school transformation. The community-led transformation is the base of Odisha school transformation. Here, school management committee, PRI members, parents, all are involved. And the success is that they feel that ownership of IoT school transformation, which is very, very important from sustainable point of view. When we started working, we told our team members like JEs, SMC members, that this is not only work. You have to involve from your side. You have to give inputs, time, everything. And the journey started. Very micro level we work for that. What should be the components? Then as per discussion and decision taken by authorities, smart classroom, e-library, then laboratory, beautiful ambience, playground, toilet, and drinking water. We focus on every component in proper way. And even we selected tiles, brands, bathroom taps, color, then what should be the plants, how to design that smart board, inside classroom, what should be the color theme, fan, and everything we finalized, and then we took workshop of our JEs, Sarpanches, and then we got first result in that Vrindavan school. Then again we had a district level, we called all Sarpanches, we made visit there, and conceptually, from execution point of view, in Ganjam, everybody was very, very clear how to go ahead. There was no any doubt in mind of our engineers and PRI members, SMC members. Initially, I will like to tell one incident. It happened with one headmaster. When first smart classroom we prepared, we installed that interactive board. And the teacher were very confused how to handle this interactive board. There is no training. So simply we told them, we are not getting any training to how to handle mobiles. Still we are using mobile. Same is this interactive board. And the teacher took the ownership, and now that smart classroom is, they are handling very effectively. So what I want to tell, I will not take much time, but we try to develop ownership at every level. And especially, I would like to tell from starting from CM, Honorable CM office, Honorable CM, and Chief Secretary sir, then Education Secretary, everybody visited and guided us at every point of execution. And that's why we able to lead this pilot project, that first phase of school transformation. I would like to show you just a 2-minute video. If video is uploaded, can you please play it?
Thank you very much, sir, for those extremely motivating words, and the pictures said it all. These experiences, views, perspectives will go a long way in motivating us in the way forward. May I request Sri Anupam Saha, SPDO SEPA, and Member Secretary Mo School to please join us on stage and felicitate the panelists for this absolutely brilliant session. Can we have a round of applause for all the panelists for sharing their thoughts and experience with us, and what a brilliant session that indeed has been. perhaps for the first time that alumni, corporates and collaborators are in one platform discussing the future of the children of the state, and this can only happen at Make in Odisha Conclave 2022. These are tokens of gratitude from the Department of School and Mass Education, reminding the panelists that their love for our mission and this day shall always be remembered, and we shall always look forward to their suggestions and motivation in making the transformational story bigger and better. We would like to have one group photograph with all the panelists to remind us all of this day and this truly insightful session. Can we have one more round of applause for the panelists and for Mr. Shah? Thank you so much, gentlemen. That was a remarkable session indeed. With this, we declare this panel discussion over. We are gearing up for the arrival of Honorable Chief Minister Odisha, Shri Naveen Patnaik, in a short while. May I remind you all to please keep your mobile phones in silent mode. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. We are expecting the arrival of Honorable Chief Minister Odisha in a short while. अल्प समय मध्य माननीय मुख्यमंत्री आम गहन उपस्थित हेबे समस्त को अनुरोध करिबे आसन ग्रहण करिबे मोबाइल फोन साइलेंट मोड रे रखिबे धन्यवाद। Ladies and gentlemen, we're expecting the arrival of Honorable Chief Minister Odisha any minute now. A big day for Department of School and Mass Education. We're going to have Honorable Chief Minister Odisha with us. We cannot thank him enough for making us headlines again. The world is talking about Make in Odisha conclave. Every leader who's been here on the stage has been praising Government of Odisha, the ease of doing business, the excellence, and there is only one person we should thank for his visionary leadership. That is Honorable Chief Minister Odisha, Shri Naveen Patnaik. I request everyone to give a big round of applause when Honorable Chief Minister Odisha is here. May I request everyone to please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, we acknowledge the presence of Honorable Chief Minister Odisha Shri Naveen Patnaik, the #1 Chief Minister of the country, who has been felicitated for 25 years of selfless service to 4.5 crore Odias, the force behind making Odisha conclave and Odisha's progress and prosperity. Can we have a bigger round of applause for Honorable Chief Minister Shri Naveen Patnaik, please, everyone. Big day for our family. Time for the formal welcome address. May I request Commissioner cum Secretary, School and Mass Education, Madam Aswathi S. to do the honor, please.
Respected Chief Minister of Odisha, Shri Naveen Patnaik, dignitaries on the stage, special invitees, ladies and gentlemen. Make in Odisha Conclave 2022 symbolizes a transformation. Transformation of a state that proudly shows the way in sectors such as disaster management, affordable health care, women empowerment, financial prudence, skill development, and many more. It's a proud moment for us at the Department of School and Mass Education that we are able to participate and contribute in this spectacular growth story. Last few years have been historical for the school education in Odisha. Never before have we seen such massive investment coming into this sector. Never before have we recruited so many trained teachers, and never before have we received such support from community in general and alumni in particular. None of this would have been possible without the vision and guidance of our Honorable Chief Minister. Sir, it's our privilege to have you with us today, and we extend a very warm welcome to you. Chief Secretary Sri Suresh Chandra Mahapatra epitomizes humility, knowledge and empathy. He has been a constant support to the department and has always guided us through thick and thin. It's an honor to have you with us today, and we extend a very warm welcome to you. Principal Advisor to the Chief Minister, Sri Upendra Tripathi sir, has been a constant source of encouragement and support for all of us at the department. Sir, a very warm welcome to you. Secretary 5T, Sri Kartikeya Pandyan, has been a source of inspiration for us. It's a matter of pride for us that school education was chosen as a priority sector under the 5T transformation program. Sir, we are indeed grateful for your support and encouragement and extend a hearty welcome to you. I would also like to welcome all the guests, special invitees, teachers, head teachers, principals, education administrators and academics, partners and representatives of our Alumni Association who have graciously accepted our invitation to be here with us. We humbly acknowledge your contribution in making this event a success. Once again, welcome to each and every one of you. Thank you and namaskar.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for those overwhelming words of welcome. May I request esteemed Chief Secretary, Shri Suresh Chandra Mahapatra ji, to please share his thoughts with us.
माननीय मुख्यमंत्री महोदय, मंचासीन मोर सहकर्मी ऑफिसर्स बंधुगण, मो सामने बसथिबा निमंत्रित अतिथिवृंद, विभिन्न इंस्टीट्यूशन आसथिबा टीचर्स एवं अन्य अतिथि माने, भाई और भौणी माने, आज आम पक्षरे गोटे बहुत बड़ गौरवर दिन माननीय मुख्यमंत्री उपस्थिति रे बहुत गुड़िए कार्यक्रम आपण जानते हाई स्कूल और अन्य ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन स्कूल एजुकेशन जमी क्वालिटी एजुकेशन दि जापर अनेक गुड़े कार्यक्रम हाथ को नि माननीय मुख्यमंत्री प्रेजेंस रे आज अनेक गुड़े कार्यक्रम उद्घाटन करार अच्छी प्राय 20 वर्ष तले माननीय मुख्यमंत्री तांकर जो विजनरी लीडरशिप से प्रत्येक आदिवासी बहुल अंचल रे केमती गर्ल्स स्टूडेंट माने बहुत भल भाव में पाठ पढ़ी पारे क्वालिटी एजुकेशन दे हेबो तापई गर्ल्स हॉस्टल मान स्थापन करथिले 100 बेडेड गर्ल्स हॉस्टल्स जोठी वर्तमान प्राय 7000 एसटी गर्ल्स हॉस्टल रे प्राय 7 लाख झील रहीकि पाठ पढ़ुंटे एवं गत 20 वर्ष धरी एटा गोटे बहुत बड़ अचिवमेंट आम राज्य ता भीतर बर्तमान अनेक हायर एजुकेशन कंप्लीट करके राज्यर विभिन्न अंचल विभिन्न चाकरी बर्तमान नियोजित अच्छा हायर एजुकेशन इंजीनियर डॉक्टर्स और विभिन्न फील्ड से काम कर गत किछि वर्ष भितर आपण देखिथे एजुकेशन सेक्टर रे क्वालिटी एजुकेशन देवाई जमीती ओडिशार प्रत्येक गाँव में थिबा पिला जमते क्वालिटी एजुकेशन पाइबो तापई अनेक गुड़े सुचिंतित पदक्षेप माननीय मुख्यमंत्री निर्देश से निया जाइछे हाई स्कूल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन विषय आपण मैंने शुणिले प्राय 8000 हाई स्कूल प्रत्येक पंचायत प्राय गोटे गोटे हाई स्कूल को 60 लाख टंका लेखा प्रत्येक हाई स्कूल को देके कम्प्लीटली ट्रांसफॉर्म कराऊे से आईसीटी लैब ई लाइब्रेरी स्मार्ट क्लासरूम इत्यादि सबू जिनस उपलब्ध हम प्रत्येक गाँव पिला जमते गाँव में रहीकि सब नॉलेज पाइपर से माननीय मुख्यमंत्री व्यवस्था कर सहर को आसवाई पिला पड़ोनी पेरेंट्स को आसवा पड़ोनी और प्रत्येक गाँव पिला भारत वर्षर जेकोसी स्टूडेंट सहित कम्पीट कर यहाँ हूँ माननीय मुख्यमंत्री लक्ष्य और उद्देश्य ता सहित माननीय मुख्यमंत्री निर्देश देते जिते टीचर पोस्ट खाली अच्छी हाई स्कूल हो प्राइमरी स्कूल हो मेडिकल कॉलेज हो अन्य टेक्निकल एजुकेशन कॉलेज हो एवं स्कूल सबुथिरे जिते पोस्ट खाली अच्छे सब पोस्ट को आपण जानते गोटे मिशन मोड रे फिलअप कराऊँ एवं प्रत्येक टीचर जमती प्रॉपर्ली पिला को पाठ पढ़ाई पारे से ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम से सब प्रकार एक्सपोजर दिखाऊँ जहाँद्वारा कि से माने भविष्यत नागरिक से गढ़ी पारे आम जहाँ देखुचु ग्रामांचल विभिन्न अंचल बहुत एंथुजियाज्म अच्छी एवं मो स्कूल अभियान विषय आप देखिले यहाँ गोटे यूनिक परिकल्पना जोटा कि माननीय मुख्यमंत्री आरंभ करते बर्तमान से हजार हजार संख्यार स्कूल रे अलुमनाई आम जो इलेक्टेड रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स स्टूडेंट्स पेरेंट्स समस्ते से जोड़ी होती मुझे ओडिया मीडियम स्कूल आसी गोटे स्कूल को मुझे निजे आडप्ट कर रेगुलारली जाइके रेगुलारली से हाई स्कूल जाइए आम मीटिंग करूँ समस्त सहित अनेक इम्प्रूवमेंट आम लक्ष्य कर गोटे बहुत बड़ परिकल्पना जोटा कि सार्थक है मो कॉलेज अभियान आरंभ कराई एवं आपण मैंने जाथे 314 जाक ब्लॉक रे पिला माने केमिति सीबीएसई पैटर्न रे इंग्लिश मीडियम रे पाठ पढ़ी पारे से ओडिशा आदर्श विद्यालय मान स्थापन कराई एवं बर्तमान ओडिशा आदर्श विद्यालय पिला माने बहुत भल रिजल्ट कर किछि दिन तले माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जो पिला माने वर्ष बहुत भल रिजल्ट कर डाकिके निजे पर्सनाली फेलिसिटेट कले यहाँ गोटे कम गौरवर कथा नुहे सबू पिला माने हाईली मोटिवेटेड एवं आम आशा करूँ आसंता किछि वर्ष भितर ओडिशार पिला माने केवल ओडिशा नुहे भारत नुहे पूरा विश्व रे ना कमेबे ओडिशार ना को आहरी उपरकू नेबे मुझे अवसर में आपण समस्त को बहुत संख्यार जोग दे धन्यवाद जनाऊे नमस्कार धन्यवाद वंदे उत्कल जननी
धन्यवाद माननीय मुख्य शासन सचिव महोदय. We have converted the transformational story of schools in Odisha into a beautiful coffee table book may I request Honorable Chief Minister Odisha to please do the honor of releasing the coffee table book of transformation of high schools in Odisha. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the coffee table book of 5T transformation of high schools. And in Odisha, one story leads to another. There is another coffee table book on the success of Odisha Adarsh Vidyalaya. May we also request Honorable Chief Minister to do the honor of releasing the coffee table book and calendar of Odisha Adarsh Vidyalaya. The stories that should be read by all, the story that inspires us all, the coffee table book of Odisha Adarsh Vidyalaya, and a very beautiful calendar. And let me tell you, these posters are actually paintings made by the children of Odisha Adarsh Vidyalaya. Speaks about the talents of the kids. Thank you very much, sir, for doing the honor. On this Red Letter Day at Make in Odisha Conclave 2022, we will be inaugurating 6 academic buildings and 32 girls' hostel of Odisha Adarsh Vidyalaya. May I request Honorable Chief Minister Odisha to do the honor of inaugurating the 6 academic buildings and 32 girls' hostels of Odisha Adarsh Vidyalaya. Odisha Adarsh Vidyalaya is getting stronger with these new assets. 6 academic buildings and 32 hostels for girls, where the students will find reasons to learn, evolve, and make memories.
Without a good education, a lot of children get to face significant barriers to employment and earning potential later in their lives. Education is a powerful development driver and one of the most effective tools for reducing poverty, improving health, and achieving gender equality, peace, and stability. In this context, remote areas often go unnoticed. This was thoroughly comprehended by the visionary Chief Minister of Odisha, Shri Naveen Patnaik, who then took a slew of initiatives to reach quality education deep into those remote areas with his Odisha Adarsh Vidyalaya Yojana. A groundbreaking initiative, Odisha Adarsh Vidyalaya Yojana, or OAV, aims to provide quality English medium education to secondary schools, particularly those in semi-urban or rural areas, thereby conveying opportunities to rural talents who cannot afford English medium education. Under the dynamic guidance of the Honorable Chief Minister, it was decided to establish one OAV in each of the 314 blocks of Odisha, phase-wise, so that every corner of the state could make the most of quality English medium education. The key objectives of this initiative are to provide adequate and quality infrastructure and facilities with ICT to each school, to act as a lead school and provide support to the neighboring schools, to enable children from low-income families to attain quality English medium education, and to focus on the all-around development of every child with an emphasis on outcome. The OAV idea originated with our beloved Chief Minister, which also functioned as his dream project. In the state, over 314 OAVs have already been rendered operational, including a unique OAV in Kotia in Koraput district. Another iconic OAV for the senior secondary level with a science stream has been opened at Ondharua in Bhubaneswar. Additionally, the Chief Minister Shri Naveen Patnaik laid the foundation stone for a teacher training institute, which is currently in the development stages and will cost an estimated 25 crore. In this academic year, Odisha Adarsh Vidyalaya has produced students who got themselves admitted in IITs, NITs and top medical colleges. Today, the Honorable Chief Minister is inaugurating 6 new OAV academic buildings around the state, 29 numbers of 100-seated girls' hostels and 3 numbers of 200-seated girls' hostels at an estimated cost of Rs 150 crore. Odisha has been faring well in the education sector for quite a while now, thanks to such visionary initiatives by the state. When a society is educated, there's a significant increase in the allocative and productive efficiency. Coupled with rapid rates of development, nobody can take a person's education away from them, which continues to guide and helps them reap its benefits for life. With the Odisha Adarsh Vidyalaya and similar initiatives by the state, Odisha is not only creating waves across the nation, but building a grand reputation on a global scale.
Congratulations, OAVS. The Adarsh, that means ideal platform for kids to grow beyond boundaries. They say every child is special, but there are children with special needs also. For them, we have built 30 district resource centers. May we request Honorable Chief Minister to please do the honor of dedicating these resource centers to the people of Odisha. 30 district resource centers that will give children with special needs all they need to find better platforms, opportunities to rise, shine, and give a platform to their skills.
शुभ उद्घाटन दिव्यांग पिलामानंको पई मान्यवर मुख्यमंत्री आरंभ करबाकू जाउछंती स्वतंत्र कार्यक्रम 30टी जिल्ला रे 30टी साधना केन्द्र खोला जाई विभिन्न प्रकार स्वतंत्र शिक्षा सामग्री सह नूतन शिक्षा पद्धति रे पाठ पढ़ा जिवो एणिकी प्रभावित हेबो नाही दिव्यांगक पाठ पढ़ा तालीम प्राप्त शिक्षक मानक द्वारा गुणात्मक शिक्षा ग्रहण करिबे दिव्यांग.
Congratulations, thank you. Whatever the need of the child is, Government of Odisha is there to support and make them grow. May I now request Honorable Chief Minister Odisha, Shri Naveen Patnaik, to please enlighten us with his address.
Ladies and gentlemen, transformation in education is not a dream anymore. It's a reality now. The transformation initiative of Odisha in school education sector has delivered stellar results. Today our government schools are highly sought after schools, competing with their counterparts across the nation. Our school transformation initiative, driven by the 5 T principles, unlocked new aspirations and opened the door of new horizons for the high school students of Odisha. Today, we have smart classrooms, well-developed e-libraries, state-of-the-art laboratories, advanced sports infrastructure, and child-friendly campuses in government schools. It has resulted in increased enrollment in government and government-aided schools. Odisha's visionary Mo School and Odisha Adarsh Vidyalaya Sangathan initiatives have ushered in a visible transformation in the school education sector and made history in the national platform. Our schools have clinched top ranks in National Schools Ranking Survey. The More School Initiative, one of the largest alumni connect programs of the world, has swiftly revamped over 50,000 government schools of Odisha with the help of more than 30 lakh alumni and community members, with the mission to ensure quality education to each deserving child. 315 Adarsh Vidyalayas and one iconic OAV are functional across the state, providing best infrastructure and academic resources to nurture the future generations of Odisha. We have instituted the CM's Award for Education, a scheme worth more than rupees 125 crores to make the educational ecosystem aspirational by incorporating recognition and reward for all stakeholders. We invest in education. We took initiatives to upscale our students with 21st century skills to support the industries with highly qualified and skilled human resources. Our priority is to make Odisha a global preference for aspiring young minds. We ensure education for all. This is a special day for all of us, and I can proudly affirm innovation in education is our USP. Thank you. Bande Utkal Janani.
Thank you very much, sir, for honoring us with those words of wisdom. May I request Special Secretary Subhash Srinanda to please propose vote of thanks.
A very good evening to all of you. Honorable Chief Minister Sri Naveen Patnaik, respected Chief Secretary Sri Suresh Chandra Mahapatra, respected Commissioner cum Secretary Ashwathi S. Ma'am, respected Director OAVS, SPD OSEPA, ladies and gentlemen, and all the dignitaries on the dais. Education is the manifestation of perfection already in man. Actually, the whole purpose of education is to turn the mirror into a window. Really, this Make in Odisha conclave organized by the government of Odisha, especially under the leadership of Honorable Chief Minister, has made open all our windows, our art, culture, education to the entire world, because we believe in the culture of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. I express my deep gratitude and thanks to Honorable Chief Minister for his pragmatic approach and positive thinking, for which this transformation ideology has become a reality. Thank you, sir, from the core of my heart. I am also thankful to our Chief Secretary, Sri Suresh Chandra Mahapatra, who has expressed his feelings that education is not learning of facts only, it is the learning of mind, which has been said by all the philosophers throughout the world. Thank you, sir, on behalf of School and Mass Education Department. I am also thankful to Ma'am Commissioner cum Secretary Ashwati S. Ma'am, under whose able guidance we are able to do this program a great success. Actually, she has keen interest on education, inclusive and quality education. Thank you, ma'am, from all of us for your great guidance. I am also thankful to all the dignitaries who have deliberated their thoughts in the plenary session as well as in the discussion from the views of alumni point of view, from CSR point of view, and from different issues, which definitely reoriented our thoughts and rejuvenate all of us towards school education and transformation. Actually, unless education teaches how we can do it, I can do it, this sort of self-motivation is required for all of us to take our Odisha to a great way forward. Really, under the able guidance of Honorable Chief Minister, will definitely make Odisha a prominent and prosperous state in the world because we believe in the principle of Ma Bhai, Charaivati, go ahead. Udisthata Jagrata Prapyavara Nibuddhata. Arise, awake and stop not till the goal is reached. So let us unite today to make our dreams a reality for transformation of the education of Odisha, which will show a path to the entire world. Because that the saying of Veda, Sangachadvang Sambododvang Sambo Manangshi Janatam Deva Bhagang Jatha Purbe Sanjanana Upasate. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, ma'am, for proposing vote of thanks. Can we have one more big round of applause for Honorable Chief Minister Odisha, Shri Naveen Patnaik, for being here, motivating us all at this very special platform. Let every child of Odisha rise, shine, and make the state proud. And we, Government of Odisha, will be the happiest. With these happy thoughts, on behalf of
monthly meetings with them, resources sent on WhatsApp, but making this professional development on a continuous basis. That's what is required on an in-service thing. So these were my 4 suggestions for what Odisha can do further.
Yes, sir. And I think it will also be important to maybe learn from others who are doing well, because education has attracted the attention of many state governments now, and we can also see a healthy competition, which is improving the learning outcome of everyone, every child. Now, when we talk about experiences in other states, CSF that you represent, ma'am, is one organization that has been working with other state governments. So, since you are also partnering with us in Odisha, is your strategy in Odisha informed by your experience in other states? And what is it that we can also learn from them?
Thank you. I do believe there is a mutual learning which goes on. With when you work with say Central Square Foundation or any other CSOs, when you work with the government, there is a mutual learning takes place. You know, the kind of the expertise that comes from the department, the people who have been working in for a large period of time,